In perimenopause, so many women struggle with sleep, and this is just one thing you could potentially incorporate into your lives. If you can give it a go, why not? It's such a promising, beautiful morning today. I heard Tony getting up. I said I'm going out for an early morning walk unless you'd care to join me. He's going to come and join me. So, Dr Michael Mosley's just one thing. Maybe, even if it's just at the weekends, we'll be able to get this going as a habit. Not all mornings are going to be like this, but it's beautiful. So we're doing it. First early morning walk. Will this be a Saturday or Sunday regular thing? I mean, let's not push it. We've already had more traffic than we would normally encounter on a regular afternoon walk. So, 2 cars, 6:30. No, I haven't got the right shoes on. We've done it. We couldn't go for our regular walk because of the flood, but it meant that we got a little bit extra walk. It's usually 1.25 miles door to door, and it was 1.64 miles today. So all good, and lots of natural light that's apparently good for regulating sleep. We don't have a problem with getting to sleep at night, but of course in perimenopause so many women struggle with sleep, and this is just one thing that potentially you could incorporate into your lives. If you can give it a go, why not? Pretty invigorating. Now for coffee. This is Sunday, and my just one thing has continued with my second early morning walk. It's a bit later today, as I did have my shower before I came out today. It's not as bright this morning. The birds are singing, it's not raining, and it's just so lovely being out in nature. Since listening to Just One Thing again yesterday, I've discovered a few more things that I can incorporate with the walk. For example, drinking water. I've kind of got out of the habit of drinking water. I've just been uphill. Instead of having my coffee first thing when I wake up, I'm going to try and delay it to a couple of hours after I've got up, so that my cortisol levels are on the way down. Looks like that cat may have discovered a wren nest, and the wrens were trying to see it off, but Hero Kirsten came to the rescue instead, for now. And you'll be able to hear all sorts of lovely noises on today's walk. I had to record that because it took me 3 years to discover what that bird was. And it's a stock dove. So, basically a pigeon. But a countryside pigeon that's not a wood pigeon. I'm going to get in, finish what's left in this bottle, and then maybe it'll be time for my first coffee of the day, 2 hours after I've been up. It's not been as brisk a walk as Dr Michael Mosley might have preferred. That's something for the future. Here I am for my 3rd day of going out for a walk first thing in the morning. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to get out within those 2 hours, but you know, you can only do your best, can't you? I don't think in the week it's ever going to happen. Well, certainly not until Harry's finished school. This morning, once I have filmed this bit, and new mic on today. Hopefully the sound is a lot clearer. I forgot to put Fluffy on, the little wind muff. So hopefully it's still okay sound-wise. I'm going to pick up the pace to 100 beats per minute. And Dr Michael Mosley gave us a few select tracks that we could try for this. So, got a bit of Shakira, Hips Don't Lie, Crazy in Love by Beyonce. I mean, that's one of my favourites, so that's definitely going to get me going. Still haven't found what I'm looking for by U2. What else was there? Hold On by Wilson Phillips. I mean, that takes me straight back to my proper emo 15-year-old self. Oh, the days of being grounded and so upset. So anyway, obviously I've just walked up a hill. I'm gonna turn this off, put some music on very low so I don't disturb anybody, and do some brisk walking for 30 minutes. See you at the other end. I'm a bit mystified by the 100 beats per minute brisk walking because it seems anything but brisk. I'm really having to slow myself down to do that, so I'm very confused. I seem to be walking at about... No, I've forgotten how many I was getting. Just tested it. Walking uphill, brisk pace, 130 beats per minute. Which is a third more, almost, than 100 beats per minute. As I say, I'm walking uphill. So, I'm gonna have to rethink my playlist from 100 beats per minute and find them for maybe 130 beats per minute. Okay, something to research. Do love this walk, but it is frustrating when it hasn't drained properly. So I'm on my way back down the hill and back up the other side. But I love this part of the walk, which is why it's really frustrating when I can't do this part of it. Because I don't know if you can hear in the background, you probably can't because there's a plane anyway. But skylarks, always skylarks here in the summer. But then, and look at this gorgeous field. I don't know if you can see the poppies that are coming up there and the view of the windmill house. So fortunate to live in such a beautiful area. So coming out for a walk is not always a joy. But in the spring, the summer, the autumn, apart from when the flies are out, that's not so much fun. But face masks did come in handy. Day 4 of my nice new just one thing. I have just downloaded an album called 130 beats per minute workout. Don't recognise anything on it except titanium, but that's not by the person I would recognise it by, so we'll see how well that goes. But at least today it should match my pace. I was so confused yesterday, really having to slow down. How can that possibly be brisk? Anyway, I'm going to see how we go today with 130 beats per minute. I'll let you know. After doing all of that uphill at 130 beats per minute, I feel sure now that I don't normally keep up that pace the whole way round. Absolutely shattered, it's awesome. Feels great to know that I'm really doing something. And today, I remembered to put on my walking boots, and today is more like a little puddle. Oh well. So hopefully we won't have a load of rain again over the next couple of days to mean that it's covered again. Just look at this field. Absolutely beautiful. But I can't hear any skylarks today, which is a shame. Plenty of other birds though. And so on we go with 130 beats per minute. Let's see how shattered I am by the time I get back, because I'm about to start another incline. It feels like it's just starting to rain now. It's actually surprisingly difficult to try and keep a proper beat when you're walking on uneven terrain. Day 4, done. Just need to have my big glass of water now as my next just one thing. Well, that wasn't meant to happen. Look at the weather for day 5. Even need sunglasses on. Tony's off work today, so he's able to join me. And again, it's not within the 2 hours, but it's as close as I can get it. It's within 2 hours for you, isn't it, of getting up?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get it to make sure that we're both doing 100 paces per minute. I was a bit concerned when we came out that it's going to be a little bit chilly, even though the sun's shining. It was only shown as being 12 degrees. But actually it's been quite pleasant, even in the shade. Lovely, lovely walk. Did check against Tears for Fears shouts that we are definitely doing more than 100 beats per minute. So that's all good too. And the birds are singing. It's a good day. Today I can hear the skylarks, which is all good. They've stopped now. Just realised that one of the points of coming out on the early morning walk is to make sure that you get plenty of sunlight hitting your eyes. So sunglasses are on the top of the head for the time being. The way that Dr Mosley describes the brisk early morning walk is that it is surprisingly life-changing. Yesterday I felt so much better, better than I've felt in over a month. I had a fairly debilitating illness for about a week. I've never really felt very energetic since then, so the walks hadn't been happening until I started these early morning walks. They haven't been happening for a month. Dr Mosley reckons that this can improve sleep, boost mood, improve fitness, and cut the risk of heart disease and diabetes. Now, that seems like 4 pretty good reasons to me to take the challenge to try these early morning walks. He does also say that for the best benefits, take a dog. Haven't got a dog, not going to get a dog. Love dogs, but also love holidays. And although he bangs on about the early morning walk, a walk at any time of the day is going to benefit you. First thing in the morning is all about the light and the impact that that might have on the quality of your sleep and potentially the ease of getting to sleep at night. If you have a breakfast before the walk, then your blood glucose will be rising, and when you go for the walk, it will not rise as high as it would have done. So there's less of that sugar available to potentially turn to fat. However, if you don't have your breakfast and you've not eaten since the night before, or the evening before preferably, then it might just nudge you into fat burning mode. So that's something that will be covered in the future with another one of the just one thing tips. But a walk at any time of the day, a brisk walk especially, as he goes on about in just one thing, is beneficial. Whether it be for your joints, your bones, your heart, your mood, your fitness. So I could go on about the pituitary gland sending signals to stop producing melatonin when the sunlight reaches your eyes. But I feel it's all best explained by Dr Mosley in his interviews with experts and when he references studies. I would definitely recommend that rather than just listening to me, you get the book, you have a read through it yourself or listen to it. It's available on Audible. I'll put a link down below in the comments and the description. You can get a free trial of Audible, in which case you get to keep the book that you choose. So if I link to just one thing and you haven't taken out a trial before with Audible, then you'll be able to keep that book even if you don't continue after the trial. If you're already an Amazon Prime customer, then you get to choose 2 books on an Audible trial as well. And I've got to say, I've already got a recommendation for that second one as well, which is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'll be going more into that in the future, but with just one thing, which obviously you want to stack things on top of each other, stack new habits on top of each other, and Atomic Habits is all about the best ways to do that. When I'm talking about habit stacking, I'm talking about things like a statement of when I go out for a walk in the morning, I will take a flask of water with me. There's loads of little tidbits, but that's enough for Atomic Habits. I'll save that. This is just one thing by Dr Michael Mosley that I'm supposed to be talking about. I was sitting there that long. I've hurt my knee. I
was sitting in a certain way and my knee was twisted. And so now I'm going to hobble home, but not at 100 beats per minute. I take back everything I ever said about exercise. It's not good for you. It really hurts. It's a good job that there are so many things to just enjoy standing around and looking at in the countryside. In his book, Dr Mosley advocates for at least 30 minutes as early as possible into the day. And this is to get the benefits of resetting the internal body clock, and that regulates things like hunger, mood, body temperature even, digestion. And when I think about it, when I used to have holidays in the Lake District, don't make me choose between the Lake District and Cornwall, holidaying in the Lake District, it was the first time I became aware of changes in the way that my body handled things. I always put it down to the fresh air, but actually when I think about it, I started my day completely differently when I was on holiday. I'd have my morning cup of tea, didn't drink coffee in those days, out in the garden. Instead of sitting at a table in the kitchen like I would at home, I actually got out and I'd be standing in the garden just looking around. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Could be coincidence. Could just be because it's been put in my mind from Dr Mosley. Day 6, and I've got company again today because Tony's not starting work till a little bit later this morning. So here I am. I can't believe it's been nearly a week and I'm really enjoying it still. I thought it might be a struggle to try and get myself to go out, but it's not been at all. Even if you're not able to get out for 30 minutes all in one go, and you can still get the benefits of walking just by splitting up that time. So if you're able to get out in chunks of 10 minutes, say, then that is still beneficial. You're not going to get the benefits of the early morning natural light so much if you're doing it later in the day, for example, but it all helps. And it's certainly, if it's taking a break from a sedentary lifestyle, if you're sitting at a desk or you're just watching television and you just take a break for 10 minutes, go for a walk, all the better. I forgot my backpack today and the pollen level's quite high, so I can already feel my nose wanting to run. But tissues are in my bag, along with my water. Made it home without tissues, and now I've got my statement of when I finish my walk, I will finish my water bottle. Hopefully this time I'm not going to almost drown myself. Oh, good. It's day 7. I am still loving it. I don't know if I've ever done something for 7 days running, to be honest. So I really, really want to carry this on. The nice weather's come now as well, so I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, but hopefully I'll be so into it by the time that the autumn comes that I won't really give it too much mind. Forgot my sunglasses today, but since the point of this is to get the natural light to the eyes, maybe that's no bad thing. Oh, there's duckies in the field today. Not sure if I scared the ducks off or if it was the dog barking that scared the ducks off. Now, tragically, one of the most important lessons that Dr Michael Mosley may have taught us is do not leave your phone behind. Who knows? By his own life ending in the way it did, just maybe he's saved other people that will think twice before ever doing that. Can only hope. For today, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my walk Really just enjoy being out in the green space. Next on the agenda is incorporating intelligence exercise. I haven't quite worked out where that's going to fit into my day yet, but that's going to start tomorrow. And if you don't already know what intelligent exercise is, as coined it in Just One Thing, stay tuned for the next video. I don't know how easy it's going to be if I'm still embedding this habit after only 7 days. I mean, it can take a long time to embed a habit, depending on how many times you repeat it and how often you repeat it. Because it's daily, I'm hoping it's going to be something that just sticks with me. I have my when-then statement, and that's how I'll know that I'm going to get my walk done. When Harry goes to school, I will go for my walk. And at the weekends, don't want to miss them out. When I get up, I will get dressed and go for my walk. Foolproof. I'll continue to talk about how this has been going for me when I carry on with the series of things that I'll be trying from Just One Thing. And in the meantime, let me know if you've tried this early morning walk or just getting out and doing the walking for 30 minutes a day. And if you're able to do that all in one chunk, or if you're able to break it down, say on your way to work, at lunchtime, on your way back from work, evening walks, if you're not able to do it first thing in the morning, let me know how you're doing with it. I'd love to hear. But I'd also love to know if you've attempted it, if you're going to attempt it, if there's just something that's stopping you at the moment, but you know when it's going to happen. And if you don't know when it's going to happen, there's probably really no better time than now. But on that, it is always best to have an actual plan of when you're going to do something. It is far more likely that you're going to do something if you actually say out loud that you're going to do it, if you tell somebody else that you're going to do it. Thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you again soon. There's probably really no better time than now, except maybe if you've hurt your ankle, for example. Thinking of no one in particular, Katie.